And welcome to The Soundman Stole Our Gear, another crazy gig stories. I am joined tonight by Holli Rockitt of many things, but most recently, The Cunts. Oh, your personal assistant is here with your water. There you go. And we're going to be talking about funny stories and funny things that have happened. And with punk rock, I think most importantly, we're going to be talking about some of the fans.
Yes.
Because that's where the real characters are. Those guys couldn't be in bands because they were too much of characters. So they're a lot of fun. Okay, we'll start with a little bit of story that I'll tell. Back, I'm not sure of the year. I think it was 1862, something like that. I believe that it was the first show that my band, The Sinners, and your band, The Cunts, played together. It was at the Boathouse.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the first time.
Was it? Oh, was that the first time?
I think it was, because if I remember correctly, because I don't remember us playing a Blank Gen show together, so I think it was the Boathouse, which of course wasn't a boathouse. It was a house that was kind of vaguely shaped like a boat.
Yeah, it looked like a party barge.
Kind of a party barge on stilts. Yeah. Fun little place. And the thing I remember the most was... the thing I remember the most about our set was our drummer getting up halfway through one of the songs and running outside to throw up and then coming back in to finish the next song.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, okay, well, maybe the punk rockers will dig our rockabilly style if our drummer throws up halfway through. Maybe we'll get a little bit of cred for that. I don't know if that worked or not, but it was okay.
Yeah.
But then I remember y'all's set. Now, I remember I had to help... all I remember is having to help somebody set something up.
Yeah,
I remember like
right.
part of the PA or an amp or something, and I was doing that, I think, the whole time you guys were playing, and I kept looking up and you were in a different part of the floor rolling around. I was like, okay, I need to stop what I'm doing and pay attention to this band, because it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And that became one of your trademarks,
yes.
Sort of, was rolling around on the floor. If you have trademarks, I guess that would be.
Well, I always wanted to roll around on the floor ever since I saw Madonna when I was like 9, so.
Oh, there we have it. Okay, the Madonna connection.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see. We're gonna get to the punk rock characters here in just a minute. Let's talk, while we're on the subject of floors, what's the worst floor that you've rolled around on?
The worst floor would have to be Barton Street basement. Okay.
Yeah. That's down by the train tracks.
Yes, down by the, well, almost to the train tracks.
Almost to the train tracks.
Yeah, it was like a house where they had a lot of shows, and we were playing there with...
And that's like a basement apartment.
We were playing there with these kids from Fort Smith. I know Evan was in it. Ethan Allen was in that band. I remember
Ethan Allen.
Yeah.
Ethan Allen?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
He moved to Chapel Hill now. But yeah, he was in the band that played with us, but I rolled around on the floor and it was so dirty that like nobody had ever vacuumed that carpet.
Ever. Yeah.
I was picking up pennies, buttons, every kind of animal hair. And it was so hot in there, so it was so sweaty and
so
everything
it just
was
stuck.
Just sticking to me. Oh, it was so gross. But one of the funnest shows I've ever played, so.
All right. We've you've played in, well, let's see, you were in the Chiclets for a little while.
I was in the Chiclets for a couple of months. Yes,
and I think that the list of Chiclet members is pretty big. I think at this time.
Maybe.
Although I think that most of them played very short little stints though. So.
Yeah, there was I think before me there was Heather. But there was a bunch of different guitar players. I don't know.
Yeah, there were a lot of different... Sometimes Ian would wear a dress and be the drummer. Sometimes not. So, yeah, that's what I remember. I remember Ian in a dress. Ian did not look good in a dress.
I thought he was adorable.
He looked like the scariest guy you've ever seen in a dress. So it was a little off-putting because...
I thought it was cute. I don't know. He looks really cute when he smiles.
I don't know that I've ever seen Ian smile.
I have.
Oh. All right. those of you Little Rock or Arkansas folks who know Ian, Holly says she's seen him smile. If I hadn't known you as long as I have, I'd be tempted to call you a liar, but...
My mom saw him smile once.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a backup
all right,
person.
we'll let that go. I've seen some interesting videos of Ian. There's some interesting videos of Ian floating around on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure.
The one with Gigi Allen. Have you seen that one?
No,
okay.
not really.
That's all right. You don't.
I've heard about it.
No one should see that. Let's get back to you.
All right.
All right. So let's talk about some of the fans. Punk rock fans are without a doubt the wildest people.
Yes.
I would put them over crazy rednecks. They will do the most unexpected things. You cannot turn your back on some of them. But then at the same time, some of the scariest looking ones have like the heart of gold. They're just big old teddy bears.
That's true.
So it's a mixed bag with punk rock.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the craziest, the people that you remember where you went to a show and.
Well, I mean, there was always Drew Spew.
Oh, Drew Spew!
Yeah, and cerebral palsy and could puke on command.
Drew Spew, yeah, could puke on command. Yeah, Drew was an interesting guy in the sense that you wanted to feel bad for him because of his physical disabilities and the hard time. But he didn't want, and he was drunk. He was more drunk every time I ever encountered him.
Here's the deal: if he was standing up,
really
you just
drunk.
thought he was drunk. Okay, he just because 2 beers in and he was falling down.
Okay, all right, I guess that's true.
He had cerebral palsy.
Well, if you're always falling down and you're vomiting constantly. And you're always seen drinking.
He's definitely puked on me at a show before.
He made it into one of the Sinners songs. There is a Sinners lyric that mentions him. We'll get to when we have Dirty Sean come on and tell stories. I'm sure he'll tell his Drew Spew story.
Drew Spew is like my best friend,
and we'll have a bunch of them.
I think he was one of those teddy bear people.
He totally was.
It was like I showed up at his house and I was like, I'm homeless, and he was like, come in, stay a few months.
That's punk rock.
Yeah,
that's the punk rock family. That's the punk.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the cringy people? The people you were kind of hoping wouldn't be at the show?
That was like Steve Cole.
Steve Cole. Oh, you're
Vader.
calling him out. Oh, Vader. Okay.
Vader. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some really bad Vader stories, so I have. I don't think I have any problem with.
I liked him, but he was
name.
always like, "I love you," and then he tried to later like smash my face in with his head, you know.
So full headbutt.
Full headbutt, straight to the nose.
Now,
just
as a loving headbutt.
I don't know. I could never tell. It was kind of in and out.
Or maybe that was the only way he knew to show his affection, like throwing rocks or pulling your hair. The headbutt, perhaps.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It could have been a thing.
All right. To get a little sad, let's talk. We have lost quite a few people.
Yes.
In the main kind of punk rock community here in Little Rock over the years. Who do you miss the most?
Victor Wiley.
Victor Wiley?
Yeah. That's why I got this tattooed on my chest.
There we go.
So,
well, tell us some of your favorite Victor Wiley moment.
Oh, wow. Victor Wiley. Oh, gosh. This was so great. At every show we ever played, when Jay Gray was in the band, Jay would always put his beer down on the stage, and he would come up and throw glitter into every beer that he ever had on stage, so he couldn't drink it.
Did he drink them by mistake? Maybe the first time?
All the time. He would be like, oh, and then get like a whole mouthful of glitter.
Wow, that is a fantastic prank.
It is. And then, I mean, there was so much.
And glitter. Like, he clearly would have to go and keep buying glitter and keep it in his pocket.
He always had glitter.
Pocket glitter.
He had pocket glitter. It was a thing for him. I was like, where did you have my glitter? He's like, in my pocket.
It's in my pocket. Well, I like this is something kind of new that I wanted to start because they're not around to come on the show. If Victor was around, I'd have him come on the show, and he would tell some amazing stories. Since we can't, if you've got a story, and then maybe somebody else, they'll remember a Victor story and come in as well. So, okay. Have you got any more fans maybe that aren't with us anymore? That were
Bobby Red.
Oh, Bobby Red. Yeah,
Bobby
he
Red
goes way back.
Yeah, I've known Victor and Bobby. I'd known Victor and Bobby since I was like 16 years old. I went to see their bands when I moved here from North Dakota.
Yeah, and Bobby was in Curious George, I think, when I first met those guys.
Shine.
And then Sick Shine, because they got sued or some sort of cease and desist letter. Which Curious George was a great name for the band.
Yeah, it was.
Sick Shine's still pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. But he would always come to all my shows and just be really super fun, and it was really, I always felt like supported because I was in the metal scene, having like hair metal mostly. Scene back before I became like in a punk band and all of that.
The nice
before
thing,
I moved into Park Street.
There was that early moment before kind of punk splintered off, where at least in Levy, and here in North Little Rock, the metal and the punk rockers were it was kind of the same group. And you might have guys that played in a punk rock type band and then turn around and go play something a little more sludgy. So it wasn't really a division, which was really nice.
Yeah, I like that was really fun back in the day. I mean, I think we still have that a lot though. I mean, compared to other cities.
I think that's true.
Because I've gone other places and I'm just like, oh, they don't have anything else. That's it. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, didn't mean to get too emotional though. But Bobby Red. I hadn't thought about Bobby Red in a while.
Well, he was like my favorite. Like I had the biggest crush on him when I was 16.
I'm talking about teddy bears.
Yeah,
he was the teddy bear.
Oh yeah,
big,
for sure.
Big old teddy bear. All right. Well, there you go. A little story for all you Bobby Red fans. Okay, well, let's talk about what's going on with you right now.
Well, I just started...
Because you're just about to make a huge punk rock moment, right? You're about to finally go on tour.
I'm going to go on tour for the first time ever.
Yes! Whole new batch of stories for season 2.
I'm so excited. Well, I always had a small child, so leaving town for like any amount of time, like when I have to pick up my kid every weekend and all that. But now my kid's 20 and he just graduated college.
Well, you got a roadie right there.
He's got a full-time job in his own life, but
I'm
going to go on tour this year, probably in September. We're going to come out with a new record over the summer, so I'm writing a new record.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk about that for just a minute. So you got a new record coming out.
Yeah.
Is there any place online where people can find the music, or will that be
not yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we've just written one song so far. Like we finally got the full lineup.
Song.
So
That's all right.
And then we're gonna re-record 2 of our old songs. Well, I Like Sucking Dick never got recorded, so it'll be the first time it ever got recorded.
Really?
Yeah.
That I would have thought that would have been like the first song.
It was the first song I ever wrote.
Right. I would have thought that would have been the first one to record.
Well, when we played it, the other girls in the band didn't like guys coming up to them and asking them if they wanted to suck their dicks. So we didn't play it for very long in the beginning, and then it was the second incarnation with like Kenny and Wesley Broadstone and Danny Johnson that we actually started playing that song again because they weren't going to get harassed like that.
Right.
And I don't care. I'll be like, not yours, whatever.
Yeah.
But for them, they were more docile. And
Sure. Well, and I could see how that would be not the thing you want when you get done playing.
No, you want somebody to say like, great guitar, thanks.
Yeah. You guys sound really good. Yeah. Can I buy the band a round of shots? That's kind of what you want.
Not, you want to go in this closet over here?
No. Yeah, based on the lyrics to your song, which are clearly, Yeah.
Well, I mean, the lyrics to that song are actually like about the like basic no slut shaming movement. Like I was doing that back then, which it wasn't even like they didn't call it no slut shaming back then. Like I was just like mad that dudes got mad at me for sucking their dicks well, and they would get mad and they'd be like, you like doing that. So I just wrote a song like, okay, well, I'm just gonna announce it. So if you don't want somebody in your life like that, maybe you shouldn't hang out with me.
Yeah, well, I've often found that sometimes the perfect solution is you just write the song.
Right.
You write the song. It's like, clearly you're not listening. I'll put it in a song and yell it over and over again, and you'll figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
I like that. All right. Are there any other really good, memorable moments you can remember from, maybe either a show you guys were playing? Doesn't even have to be your set.
There was, oh man.
I hate to drag other bands through the gutter,
so
but...
we went and played in Fort Smith one time. And when we got to the venue, like, they had a big, like, poster in the window that had all the bands that were playing on it, but not ours or the band we were playing with, who was from West Virginia, and they were called Crypt Orchid Chipmunk, and we brought them to Little Rock, and they had a really great time here and came back several times over the years.
But in Fort Smith,
we played to them, and they played to us, and like the person who had the venue, I'm not going to mention their name, had people practicing on the other side playing hardcore music, and all the people were over there.
Wow.
Yeah, which, like, we are only out like $25 in gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Fort Smith's that's not too bad of a drive.
But for people from West Virginia that are in a ska band driving a big van, and they put on a whole show and have costumes and everything.
Wow. Yeah.
And we were like, you're too awesome for nobody to see you. Come back and play in Little Rock. And they did, and it was awesome. That was at the Boathouse.
Yes, at the Boathouse.
Yeah.
Now, is that...
naked trombone player.
Naked trombone player.
That plays upside down. While somebody holds somebody.
Okay, and the name of the band again?
Crypt Orchid Chipmunk.
Crypt Orchid Chipmunk. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're into ska with naked trombone, upside down trombonists, then
and they actually have music on YouTube. So.
Okay, well there we go. Well, you guys will too very soon. All right, and well, you have music on YouTube, because
I think it's like...
You can go check out Spooky Talk Show. I forget which season it is, but you guys played a fantastic set.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Right, not 30 yards from this very spot.
That was really good.
I don't remember you rolling around on the floor, though.
I did not. My son was there. I was trying to...
Okay, well, it wasn't...
And my mom was going to watch it.
It wasn't a great floor to roll around on, I'm not going to lie.
No, there wasn't a whole lot of space either. I'm a big girl.
Okay, now if... all right, so... not that this doesn't apply to all musicians, but punk rock musicians often get taken advantage of, anytime. At certain club owners will see, it's a punk rock band, and they will, like you said, not even bother to put your name up. You send them flyers, they don't put them up. You get there, sometimes they're like, what? I didn't even know there was a show tonight.
That time when we were in Fort Smith, the guy said... I put it on MySpace, and this is how long ago it was. We were like, "What's MySpace?"
Wow!
We were still using forums. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know what you mean. And actual printing flyers.
Right? Exactly.
Amazing. Well, has there ever been a time when you guys got really ripped off?
Usually it was us drinking all of their beer and eating all of their food. So no, I think we got paid.
Well, that's the way to do it, as long as you make it worth your while.
They're like, you can have a few shots. I'm like, how many though? Just go ahead.
Just steal all the toilet paper.
The whole bottle.
Oh. There you go.
And then we had our fans, which would just tear up your whole house, and like Tasmanian devils. So no, I don't think we got ripped. Other than that Fort Smith show, which was just really weird. Yeah. And we also became friends with that band, and they were really great people.
That sounds like a pretty good overall experience.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. So,
and you got them to come down to Little Rock, which is also good because
they came back for 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did I miss them? With a naked trombonist and everything?
They played at the Boathouse. That was our show.
They played that same show?
Yes. I think I'm right.
Hey, you're probably right. And
I made so many friends from that band. And
how did I miss that? Because it couldn't have been that show.
I believe it was.
Wow.
I believe it was. Because that was the only time the I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it was the only time the Cunts ever played the Boathouse. And I have the flyers all over my wall, so yeah.
Well then you've got historical record right there. Well, I guess it's just joke's on me. I was there and missed it. I don't know what I was doing.
There was a lot of people there.
It was very hot. I had to step outside, so maybe that's what it was.
I've missed whole bands that way. Like having a cigarette and a conversation in a parking lot.
Let's talk old punk rock bands, local bands. Who do you miss? Who do you wish was still around making music? Not necessarily people who've passed on, just bands who've broken up that you're like, why? You guys should just settle.
One of my
your
favorite bands of all time was Techno Squid Eats Parliament.
I love Techno Squid, of course.
Yeah, I loved them, and I missed it when they did their
reunion.
Reunion, yeah, I missed it.
I also really like Techno Squid, and I'll mention them. And the younger kids, they miss that whole thing.
Yeah,
that's two good songwriters in the same band.
Yeah, it was really good. And then let's see some of the other. Sick Shine, of course, that was like my favorite band. And then I really liked Lollygadget a lot.
Lollygadget did a reunion show.
I missed that
you missed that one too? I actually made that one. They were really good. They sounded pretty much exactly like they did.
I just saw Greg Workman the other night. He's in a new band called New Motto. Yeah, they were pretty good. They're more like Evan Dando-y though. That's kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Now let's go back to the old days of Vino's, because you and I were there during a very interesting period where and I mentioned this and people don't believe me, but kids, there was a time in history when AFI was an Oi band.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
I know that sounds crazy. I know you're thinking I'm making this up, but no, we were there.
Yeah.
MU330 and AFI, and they were straight up as Oi as anything.
Yes, they were.
So I just wanted to make sure that
collaborate.
that I wasn't dreaming that.
No, you were not.
Okay,
you
good.
Were not.
Okay, good. They changed singers,
time.
and the band did a whole 180, which.
Other bands, there's so many bands that I saw that were so good. I'm trying to think.
If you could have a dream little show, top 3 or 4 bands, get them back together, like you just had the power, you could just call them up and say, guys,
well, I know you
need you to get back
Clicking
together.
Beetle Bad Omen Band was one of my favorite freaking bands. And I love the Crisco Kids, but they're still here and they exist.
That's true. That's true. No one's going to kill the Crisco Kids.
Nobody.
They're like cockroaches. They're not. Yeah.
I can't wait to play a show with them again. That would be really fun.
You could create any kind of apocalyptic movie, a post-apocalyptic movie where it's just
Crisco
wasteland,
Kids.
And there's still brand new Crisco Kid flyers on every phone, every pole.
They lived through it.
Burned out cars.
Still playing
It's
songs.
like, we're playing Thursday. Come on out. We've built new instruments out of the ruins. I have no doubt that is how it's going to go down.
I'm trying to think
But Clicking Beetle Bad Omen Band, that was.
I miss the Loiterers a lot.
The Loiterers, yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
They like you guys. They really put on a show.
Yes, they did.
That was kind of how you stood out around here anyway.
Yeah.
Who put on the best stage show, do you think, in the punk rock scene locally? Aside from the Cunts.
The STDs.
The STDs. Okay.
Yes, that's why.
Give us
That's why I dated that guy.
Well, let's talk. Give our listeners things you might see at an STD show.
Oh well, he used to smash bottles and then break them on his head and smash them with
Jay,
the microphone.
right?
Yeah. Jay Gray, and then there was always fights and shit.
Now I remember hearing a story one time about there was some kind of little barbecue place by Warehouse Liquor.
Oh, yeah.
And he set himself on fire.
Yeah, he set himself on fire because somebody told him that PGA, pure grain alcohol, would burn like rubbing alcohol.
Oh.
But it doesn't. It burns like gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in a coma for 3 days. I picked him up off the ground. I put him in the car. He fought me on the way, into the hospital, like literally was fighting me in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
And they like arrested me and put me in the back of a cop car. And I refused to say what barbecue place it was because I didn't want them to get in trouble. And it was not helping my situation, but they eventually let me go.
Oh.
Yeah, he was covered in second and third degree burns over a third of his body.
That sounds about right. I kind of heard about that through some various punk rock channels.
It was really hilarious, actually, because he finished the whole song. He was on fire, and then people were pouring alcohol on him. He was going up higher in flames.
He had quite a bit of hair at this point? Did he have long hair? Or
he had the Chelsea
kind of big
thing,
swoop?
Yeah, that he's like used to have all the time. But yeah. He didn't burn his hair or his face, so
that's pretty.
But the
good.
rest, like his chest and hands and arms and stuff, was pretty bad.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Is that the craziest thing that you think he's probably done? I mean, he went to the hospital.
I believe that's probably the craziest thing he's ever done, because even he wouldn't try it again. You know what I mean? Everything else, he's like, I'll just bleed for a while. It'll be fine.
I'll try that next time. I'll just use a little less PGA.
No, no more. Never again.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I mean, other than that, like, time that he stabbed himself in the dick with a fork and people threw rocks at him and knocked Ian off the stage in Hot Springs.
Okay, can you give us a little more? That's a headline. Give us the story.
I wasn't even at that show.
That sounds like it should end in Florida.
Well, yeah, they went out to play in Hot Springs. I guess they were playing at a park outdoors.
That sounds
the
like
STDs,
a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and he stabbed himself. Like, he used to pull his pants down and stuff like that, and he stabbed himself in the dick with a fork, and the people did not like it, and they started throwing really big rocks.
Really?
Yeah. And Ian was still playing drums while they were throwing rocks at him, and they knocked him off the stage. But yeah, that's the story they told me after the show. I was at work.
Wow. Okay, so STDs. All right, if you've got we got one more band to bring back for your ultimate punk rock reunion.
I'm trying to think.
Any guilty pleasures?
Weirdly, do you remember this band called Purvis?
I remember Purvis, yes.
I would love to bring that band back. Those chicks were so awesome, and they were just loud and kicking everything.
I think they played Vino's more than a couple of times.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But they were great.
Yeah, they were good.
I want that band to come back for sure.
If we could bring back one venue.
One venue?
Because all my favorite places to play are basically gone.
I love house shows.
I mean,
so, yeah.
house shows and just those little clubs that would pop up for just a little while and have a couple of great shows. Did you ever play like Das Utes a Go-Go?
I was so young, but I went there a couple of times for shows. But I didn't start a band until later. So
that was the epitome of a DIY club.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I really liked Blank Jen back in the day, but
we played a lot of shows.
I liked the Treehouse probably the best.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of Treehouse shows.
After the Boathouse, the Rad House too, because I liked the way it was set up, where people just were all over the place in the whole house.
That's the thing about a house show; it's never the same. It's always
I'm kind of excited. I hope we can play house shows out of town.
I don't know why not.
I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get to. Okay, so what are you looking forward to most on tour?
Leaving Little Rock.
Leaving Little Rock. Seeing people that you don't know.
Seeing people that I don't know.
It's such a small town.
Yeah.
Everybody says that, but yeah, we drove to Nashville a couple years ago, Evil Mark and I, to see Nick Cave at the Ryman. We're killing a little time beforehand. We walk into Robert's Western World, which is right around the corner. Who do we immediately see? Jay Gray.
Oh, awesome.
I'm like, what? Jay? What are you doing here? And he's like, I came to see Nick Cave.
Of course
Us
he did.
too. So yeah. So it's like that's the kind of thing around here. You got to really just get away. you got to travel states away.
I don't get to travel a whole lot, but I've been to Denver a few times. And
what's the current lineup right now? Who we got? Give us the full lineup.
We got Eric Phillips, Gigi on drums, and then Dylan on guitar and Jackson on bass, and Hope on rhythm guitar.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good.
You guys have you got some more songs that are ready to go, or are almost in the?
We've got
almost
3
in the can?
songs.
You
down.
got some song titles you could throw out at us.
Well, we
you
already
guys,
got we're doing I like sucking dick and fuck me and die.
Fuck Me and Die. See, I knew you'd have some great song titles for us. That's why I asked.
And then our newest song is called "It's Fucking Juvenile." So.
It's fucking juvenile. I like it.
So yeah, those are the 3 songs that we have right now, and then but I think it's gonna be heavier this time than any other version of the cunts I've ever done.
A heavier version. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like heavier. It's a little bit more sludgy than what the cunts usually has been.
You got some sludgy players, so you get a little more sludgy music.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go.
They're a little bit more. Yeah. They're a little bit more rock and roll. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, less pop.
So a little bit new direction, but
yeah. But I think
same old cunts.
Yeah, same old cunts.
All right, good. Good. Don't disappoint us, because I don't.
I'll definitely be naked and flailing around on the floor.
There you go. There you go. We expect nothing less. Holly, this was a lot of fun. Are you going to come back for season 2 and give us some stories from the road?
Absolutely.
All right. She said she would, so she has to now. It's on YouTube, and you have to abide by whatever you say. Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's works.
Well, you have to be a person of your word,
right?
If you want to be a good
musician.
I
knew you were. So I knew you were. All right, guys. Tune in next week. I believe we actually have Evil Mark Wires from the Sinners, and he's going to come in and probably embarrass me with the dumbest things I've ever done on stage.
Awesome.
I welcome the idea, because I think I have at least as many stories as he does about him. So we should trade them back and forth. Your band may be involved in some of those stories at some point.
Awesome.
So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. We will have Holly back next season, and hopefully at that point we'll have some links to maybe a Bandcamp page or something where we can hear some stuff. Get some demos. Come on.
I'm about to record.
Give us some rough demos, though. We
Yeah.
need a little taste. We need a little something.
I'll get it together.
The most the thing that the punk here, going back a little bit, the thing that the punk rock band Gut Feeling always did wrong was they recorded tons of demos and they never let anybody hear them. They never released them to the fans.
Oh.
Nobody ever got them. And we finally recorded a record, and they broke up right before we had a record release party. So they never got any of it. So you never know what's going to happen. Record some demos, release them as just like, here's some rough demos. Because you guys have been around long enough. Record a whole live jam session, put that out as some free live little demo. Put it up on Bandcamp. I'll help you.
Okay.
You guys want to hear some live cunts, right? See? There are 3 people watching, and I guarantee you at least 2 of them want to hear some rough live tracks.
I bet they do.
It's punk rock, so it doesn't have to be all clean and sharp.
Yeah.
Put a boombox in the middle of the room, right?
Yeah.
That's the way
I've done it with my phone before. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, if we get some tracks, then we will post those down below. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. For Mark Wires of the Sinners and Go Fast, and he'll tell us some Go Fast stories. He can dish on Scott Diffie a little bit. I hadn't even thought about that. I don't even pay attention to who my guests are half the time. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.